I've had many teachers over the years. In some ways, it all began with the lady at the health food store who first told me about a natural raw meat diet. She then told me about Raining Cats and Dogs, the book by Pat McKay. From there, I began to know Dr. Swift, a homeopathic veterinarian. I became good friends with a naturopathic doctor, a great influence, taught me a lot. There was people like Dr. George MacLeod, a homeopathic veterinarian from the United Kingdom, Diane Stein. There was magazines that I used to read about natural and holistic health for dogs and cats. Of course, there was Dr. Pitcairn. Then there was a herbalist at the health food store where I used to go to. She taught me a lot. Then there was my Chinese herbalist. She's taught me a lot about balancing energies and how imbalances can lead to this or to that. I have friends who are homeopathic doctors. I've had a lot of teachers over the years. Through my own life, having a health problem here and a health problem there, I've also been my own teacher by observing how my body responds to different herbs or vitamins or homeopathic remedies. But the best teachers that I've had are my dogs and my cats. When you begin to feed your dog or your cat a natural, wholesome, raw meat diet, you just watch and you observe. You observe how the power of the wholesome nutrition begins to change their body. They'll go through a detox. Their breath may get better, skin healthier, coat shinier, nose becomes moist, personality becomes better. I've learned a lot by observing my dogs and cats, and of course by talking to a lot of people who have shared their stories with me about how their dogs and their cats have changed or improved, or the transformation that's happened after they began feeding a natural raw meat diet. Now, I think back to one of the dogs that I rescued who died at about 2.5 years of age, and I think back to how I took her from a sick street dog to a healthy dog, and then how she eventually died at a young age. So even in that short time, I learned a lot. The dog taught me a lot. My cat, Morris, who I started feeding back in 1995 or 1994, he taught me a lot because I saw the transformation in this cat going from old and sick to basically a rejuvenated cat again. And then there's my oldest cat right now. I've had her since the very moment she was born. She was born inside my house. And 1 year before she was born, I fed her mother, who was a street cat. I fed her mother for 1 year. And then when the mother was pregnant, I was feeding her still. And while she was breastfeeding, I was feeding her still. And so my oldest cat basically had a mother who was healthy for 1 year, had wholesome nutrition, basically right from conception to birth. And this cat has never gone through a detox. She's doing really good. So this cat here told me or taught me how feeding a natural diet to the mothers before, during, and after birth can have a huge impact on the health of our dogs and cats from puppyhood and kittenhood right into adulthood. So I've had many teachers over the years, but the best teachers have always been my dogs and my cats. So when you begin feeding a natural, wholesome, raw meat diet to your dog or to your cat, do watch, because they will teach you a lot about health. And that knowledge, that observing that you do, is what gives you that knowledge. And that knowledge you can use in your own life, your own, improving your own health. Dogs and cats, they teach us a lot.